don't think you're recording.
Hi,
Do you want it recorded?
it is recording.
It is.
Yes.
Okay.
They'll just have to cut a little. Thanks for coming in, you guys, and for staying for this session. I hope to have it be a little interactive in that you might be touching something on your screen, or that it's just going to provide more information that you'll have an opportunity to ask more questions.
So where are these slides at?
This slide deck,
Yeah.
we're going to be sharing them, everything at the tiny URL.
Okay.
This is all.
I wrote that down, yes.
Yes, so they'll, all of this, I assume everybody's slide deck will be.
Are we supposed to, do you want us to open our computers now or not?
Hold on one moment, I gotta get my clicker going. There it goes. You can, it's up to you. I'm gonna show you how to do it too, or you'll see screens, but you certainly can. If you're gonna join this session, do not join audio. So if you have it on your laptop or your phone or something, otherwise we'll get audio feedback. So when it offers you the green oval to join audio, just X out instead. Okay, I mentioned this earlier, new people should sign up, get the Zoom account, and I also mentioned that if you have a Zoom account, you're gonna wanna get an updated version. If anyone wasn't in here before, if it's your computer or it's a CSS computer that is not Windows 10, you just go to zoom.us, go down to the bottom of the page, you're gonna see a download center, select the meeting client and get the newer version. If you have Windows 10, a CSS computer, you click on Windows, type in Software Center, and you get the Zoom link there, or the updated version.
So do we have to do it, like, if we're on CSS, we're gonna have to do it on,
Periodically, yes. And we'll probably at some point get, if there's a really big update that we really want everyone to have, we will probably send
and
an
then there we
email.
put Zoom update?
All you type in is Software Center, and
Yeah.
what you'll see is the application page will come up, and you'll see the Zoom icon, and just click on that. That's the way to do it. Okay? There's a new audio wizard. I don't like it. Nikki loves it. So what happens is you join a Zoom session, if you have the new software, it automatically, if you were to select test speaker and microphone, it automatically launches the speaker test. So all of a sudden the music is playing. But it'll cycle through. There is a nice part of it. If you say, I don't hear that out of whatever speaker you need it to be displaying on, you say no, it'll cycle through whatever speakers are available on your device until it's exhausted that and say you want to try again. Then once you say yes, that I'm okay, then it switches over to your microphone. And again, you're not clicking on something, you're just speaking, pausing, and then it'll play it back for you and make sure that you can hear everything. If you want to go back to the old way, you could click on the up arrow here and select audio settings. And that'll give it where you've got a slide bar, so you have some control over volume, things like that. And if you don't like one, it's right.
You just know some of us. You
Directed that right to the screen.
Okay. I want you to know that, and I think I mentioned this earlier, that you can actually see 49 camera images at one time now on Zoom. You can have 100 people in the account, and it'll display the 49 who have spoken the most recently. And then you know that you also have the speaker view, and to get between the two of them, you're simply clicking up on the top right corner of the screen to go from speaker view to gallery view and back again. But I also want you to know that if you're in gallery view, you have a guest speaker who's coming in or something like that, you're going to kind of find them on there. When they speak, a green little outline will show up. Right-click on them, and you'll have an option to spotlight video. That pushes their video out to everybody. Instead, some students might be looking at this, some students might be looking at this. So instead, if you just spotlight the speaker video, everybody's got that face on their screen.
Is there any way you can get rid of all of those 49 images? Because to me, if I had that many on there, I would be totally distracted.
Well, what you could do is you just look at speaker view and that's too
Okay.
much for you. And then you'll see the 5 most recent ones will be in a strip
Okay.
along the top. Okay, so for you to have a good presence in your class session, there's a few things you can do. First is you can add a green screen behind you. You also can, what was the terminology? Improve. There is a setting. What's it called? There is a
Enhance
setting.
your,
Anyway, all it does is it kind of
Image.
blurs you out, so it's not so harsh of an image of you. It's under video settings. It does. You just kind of blur into the background. I do want to show you, so you can use a green screen. There is an option to add a virtual background.
appearance.
What is it?
Touch up appearance.
Touch up appearance under video settings. And so you can do that on the fly too. If you have that ready to go and you go to your camera, up arrow on the camera, there's video settings and you'll see enhance your appearance and you just check the box. It just,
Adding the virtual background is from the camera.
okay, so yes, it is, but you have to enable it. So if you want to add the green screen and use it, you're gonna want to go to My Meeting settings in your Zoom account and select virtual background. Once that's on, then it's available to you the next time you start a meeting. I'm just gonna show you a little video. What's it? Once you've enabled it,
And if
unless you,
you have to do it in each meeting,
nope, once you enable it, it's available. So this is Eric.
This is a test of the green screen recording, just seeing how good it is. This is not actually my office background right now. What we've got is a green screen behind me, but I took a picture of my office, so that comes on like that. Or I can have the lift bridge behind me, or CSS, or if I want to go somewhere like San Francisco, that would also do the trick. And
So there's possibilities. I was actually going to bring a green screen in today, but too much was happening. It didn't happen. So there's that ability. The other thing is that you can add your small camera image to your account. So in Zoom.us, you go to your account. On the left side, the first item up on the top of that, of the left side is profile. And in there, there's a place you can add your image. And it's nice because then when people come into your meeting, it's like Peg has her camera off here. She could have an image shared there instead so that people know, oh, that's the instructor sitting there with their camera off right now. It helps to build community. It's not a bad idea. Okay, so the menu tool tray. Is anybody absolutely new to Zoom? Okay, I'm going to talk to you. Okay, so when you're going to want to get an account, and you know how to do all of that. Okay. So, but once you're in Zoom, you move your mouse, and you'll find that your tool tray or menu bar is at the bottom. And you'll have that, but so will students. Everybody has this ability. They have the option to just join audio, would be come up with a menu. They click on a green oval, and then it would turn into a microphone that they can turn on and off. Well, actually, I'll go through these real quick. So there's a microphone on or off. You just click on it. It's really easy. The other thing is that join audio. That it's kind of nice if anyone's in this meeting right now in the same Zoom room, you get a lot of audio feedback. You just leave instead of, and you want to see that join audio.
Is that even if the audio is off? The feedback?
No, because you would need to join. So if you see this, the audio feedback is not coming from that device. More likely, it's that they have a microphone. Maybe they've been muted it, but you can still get some feedback from the speaker. So you can just leave audio. That's the way to do it.
you can be muted, but if you hold the space bar, you don't have
You
to.
can talk now, yes. Yep. So that's a new feature. When you're muted, you can press the space bar, hold it, and talk, kind of like the old radio things. That's new. I don't know if I've ever even tried it, but I know it's available. Did you?
No, but I could do it now.
Why don't you? Let me,
Okay, I just pushed it. Can you hear me now?
you
No,
know,
I didn't.
Peg, no, We'll play with it.
Not on mute, the mute can still be read.
See, Peg's muted right now.
Okay.
If she presses and holds, I'm just afraid you're too close, Peg. I don't want to get our ears hurt. We'll play with it and confirm, but it's supposed to work. The video is on off. This is where I was talking about. So video settings. First of all, when you click on the up here next to video, to the right of video, this comes up. You can switch cameras right here, just by clicking on a different camera. But video settings, that's the touch up my appearance. The other thing is that we had the camera on here showing this, what was written on the board earlier. And I want to show you that if I select enable mirror effect, can you see up there? It's backwards now. So just so you're aware that that's there. It's, did I get this? Just so you're aware, there's an enable mirror effect. If you ever have an inverted screen, that's where you go. So you go to your camera up, arrow, video settings, enable mirror
What do you
effect.
mean it inverts?
Let's do this. Oh, it didn't invert it.
It would be like if you were wanting to show something that was on your board.
Exactly.
Okay, that's an easy.
Or a document camera or something else.
Okay.
And so if it's reversed, you can go in there and just either check it or uncheck it, depending on what it's currently set at. Okay? Okay. Every time you leave it, you have to click on it again, huh, for this clicker to work? That's weird. Okay, participants list. So inside of Zoom, you have this managed participant if you're a host, if you're a student or somebody joining the session, it just says participants. I want you to be aware that students can rename themselves in here, and it's not a bad idea, especially if you're going to do attendance and you want a first and last name or something like that, or to help them when they're in a breakout room or something else. People know who they're talking to. Someone might be using their spouse's computer and it's not even their first name. So when you start your session, say, you guys want credit for being in this class? I want you to go to participants, find your name, hover over it, and rename yourself to the correct first and last name. The other thing in here is if you enable nonverbal cues, if you want to use them, you do that again in Zoom.us meeting settings. You elect nonverbal, and what they'll get is a row of icons. So you can say, ask for a feel for everybody, give me a yes or no. How do you feel about whatever it is that you want to talk about? And they simply go to participants and click yes or no. They can ask you to go slower, go faster. They can ask to take a break, and it's a little cup of coffee. So consider it.
So what is that under my meetings, what?
So you go to
My meeting, Zoom?
Zoom.us, and on the left side, the top one's profile, the next one underneath it is my meeting settings. That's where you enable things like polling, nonverbal. There's a lot of stuff in there, and you should spend some time in there to take a look around.
All right, so just customize it for every single session.
So what happens is when you go in there and do my meeting settings, those are available your next meeting. So if, let's say you had a waiting room set up, and all of a sudden you started a meeting and you didn't want people to have to go to a waiting room, you could leave and start again, go to your meeting settings, leave the meeting, end the meeting for all, go to your settings, make the change, and then start your meeting again. It's always a good idea just to go and take a peek before you start it, just to make sure you have the settings like you want. Okay? And there's most you're not going to change. I also want you to know there's a global mute and unmute, so you can mute everybody. When you select mute all, you are still live as the host, just so you're aware of that. And then waiting room and locking the meetings. So these, the lock meeting, you don't have to select as a setting, but if you want a waiting room, you do need to do that in your my meeting settings. Enable the waiting room, but they are making some improvements on that so that you could allow everyone in at one time as opposed to having to select each individual person to allow them in, but then locking the meeting. You can get encryption end to end on these meetings, but you can also lock it to make certain that nobody pops into that space that isn't supposed to be there.
What would be the reason to do that?
Once you, why would you do that?
Yeah.
The example I can think of is you have virtual office hours, a student comes in and it's incredibly emotional, and you're like, hang on just a second, you lock the meeting, no other students can pop in until you're ready to let them in.
Or we use it for interviews sometimes
Yeah.
and.
Well, waiting room, but the locking the meeting is what I was thinking of, but yes, the waiting room
Well, I lock the meeting for interviews too.
too, that's a good idea, yeah. But you can also set up a waiting room, the applicant comes in, they're sitting in the waiting room, and they're just waiting until you allow them to come into that space.
Thank you. Sounds good.
I talked about this earlier, are you comfortable with the new share options? If you now have basic and advanced. So when you come in to share, if you click on the advanced, you'll have the ability to share just a portion of your screen. You can share just audio, so music in the background, or you can share a second camera, like a document camera. And I just wanted to remind everyone, if you're sharing anything with computer sound, YouTube video or something, you have to check that box in the bottom left corner before you share.
It says what?
It says share computer sound. And I apologize, but the screen captures for Zoom images don't come out too much.
But you have to do that each time, you can't like set that up.
Well, like now that I did it with the last session,
Yeah.
it's on.
But you have to do it for each session. You
Yes.
can't do it like, you can't do it under my meetings.
Correct.
Okay, I'm just trying to.
And I don't know why it wouldn't default to being on. There's got to be a reason. Somebody's playing something in the
Show
background.
a YouTube video, you have to have it
Exactly.
on. I learned that.
Did they let you know though?
They didn't know, this was a year ago, when I first was trying it, and then I realized.
That they weren't hearing
Right.
what you were playing? Okay. I showed this earlier too, but I just want you to be aware of the new ability to zoom in as a participant when someone else is sharing their screen. So you simply go to the view options at the top, zoom ratio and select a ratio, and then you also have this slide bar now. You can slide it over and the images would be larger, slide it that way in the content area.
Oh, is that a dog?
That's my new puppy.
What kind of dog is it?
It's Sir Elliot. He's a black lab mixed with a blue gill.
But he looks like he knows where.
Yeah, he's comfy.
Is that his couch?
No, it's a cabin. I wouldn't let him on my couch.
Furniture, right?
What's that?
You weren't gonna let him on any of the furniture.
That's right, not my furniture. His cabin's okay.
Yeah.
I just want you to know, there's nothing new with chat, but you can share files in chat. So you can go to chat and your students could share files back. Let's say your students are supposed to create a mini presentation or something like that, and you want them to share them with everyone. They could go to chat, they could select more and share file, and they could share a PDF, they could share a PowerPoint in there, you could share documents, whatever it is that you want. Not all file types work, try it. But so then what happens is that everybody who's in the meeting gets a notice to download that file.
So let's say files are shared in the chat and somebody new comes in this update, are they able to see the prior chat or do you have to reshare it?
You'd have to reshare it. You're right. Any chat begins when someone joins. So let's say we're having this, we've got a long chat, we have a bunch of files that were shared, and someone pops in right now. They will see none of that. Their chat begins when they join. So if it's something like a file that they need to download, you'd have to reshare it. Yeah.
Is there a quick way to like archive rather than copy and paste it? Is there a quick way to like archive a chat?
Oh,
Or
yes,
let's say I
yes.
have-
One of your meeting settings options is to automatically save your chat sessions.
Okay.
So that you can select that in the meeting settings, and then what happens is when you're done with the meeting, even if you didn't record, you'll get a message that there's a file in your local drive, and I'm pretty sure, well, she wouldn't know, so we'll say. So what it does is anytime you record locally or you save a chat or something like that, it will save to this PC, documents, Zoom. And then in there, you will find a different folder for each day that there's some kind of file, and you'll find your chat or a TXT file in there. Okay? And you might, that's not a bad way to address the possibility of people running off in chat to have just other discussions. Tell them, I'm saving my chats. I can look back, so be nice. And we mentioned this again, I just really can't express it enough. You've got to make a plan for your recording. You record it to the cloud, especially here. We're recording to the cloud because we're on a classroom computer and we're walking away, someone's going to follow us, right? But once I'm done, I'll get an email, nice easy link to share with people. But we have limited storage and we don't want to run into trouble. We want people to back them up. So if you record locally, it's already downloaded to your device. If you're recording to the cloud, you have to download it to the device. And then these downloads are large files, and you're either going to want to get it up into a YouTube account where you can have closed captioning with it, or you're going to drag and drop it in your drive where you at least have some control over it. You'll know that that recording's there if you need to revive it again later. You know, do whatever kind of structure of folders and stuff that helps you know what's going on.
Well, you would share with you that if you do report it to the cloud, it auto captions for you.
I'm sorry, what's it?
If you had a report to the cloud, then you get the auto captioning in Zoom.
Yes, okay, so, and we're gonna talk about that. One of the slides is the transcriptions, yes. So what Amy's talking about, I think it's probably coming up next. No, let me jump ahead. This is what Amy's talking about. So if you enable the transcript option inside of your meeting settings, and there's a little hiccup on that one. You're in, that's what I've been talking about. You go to your account, you've got my meeting settings, but there's 3 tabs there. You go into recording, that's where you're gonna find the ability to do an auto caption. You have to record to the cloud to get that auto caption. You won't get it if you're recording locally, but what it returns to you is the video is playing here, and it also has Zoom's attempt at captioning it for you. It has to be cleaned up, but so does YouTube often. I mean, you have to make a decision. Once you're, have to include, and should include captioning, look through it, make sure you correct any huge errors, that kind of thing. So this is what Amy was talking about. The time to get that file back is a little slower. I think that Zoom does a better job of attempting to do punctuation, attempting to do capitalization. YouTube does a better job of picking the correct word, understanding it a little better. And we don't have a perfect solution for this. Their computer's trying to analyze your voice. I want to show you guys, just so you know, we have, as admins, we have the ability to see a lot of other information, like who's using the meeting rooms the most. We can see, move this out of the way. We can see a lot of data in here. I love this one, the meeting trend. It's like, couldn't be more perfect. I knew that people were in Tanzania talking, and I got to talk with someone who was just down there, and she said, yeah, they don't have very good Wi-Fi, but we're having some conversations with them. And then we can see when there's a problem. I don't know who I'm picking on here, but Richard Coleman had an issue, and I don't know. Is that Richard? I was wondering if that was you. Can we look at this? No. Anyway, if you report a problem, we can go in. We can look, sorry, Richard, we're picking on you. And we can look at what is going on with that particular meeting. Just so you know, we can see who is in it, and we can see what kind of computer situation they had. If their CPU usage was like at 100%, that's going to cause a problem when we know that they need to stop running things before they start their meeting, things like that. I'll share it with you later. How's that? I think I reached out to you, didn't I? Yeah, okay. Oops. And a lot of times people say, I don't remember, or it really wasn't a problem. I may have accidentally hit that. So, and that's fine. Yeah, but we do try to help. How's that? I'm gonna go full screen and present again. Okay, so I don't know if it's gonna click again. Actually, I jumped ahead for Amy's question. I might just double check and see what we've got here. So on active learning, we kind of talked about this. You have annotation tools, and your students have those same annotation tools. Anytime someone shares a screen, whether it's a web page, it's a whiteboard, it is a document, you can annotate on it with lines and shapes and colors. There's a pointer that you can use or a little flashlight. You can select colors, that kind of thing. You can clear, if anyone listened to Anne's presentation earlier, she'll just clear her drawings before she advances to the next topic. It's really nice for a number of things, including, I think it's next, this. So you can use it for evaluating students' work. You could, I'll play this little video for you. You could have the students' paper up, and you could start recording. I know it's already playing here. Oops, get back. I don't know why it launches to not having the video. Oh, it's stuck. Peg, come here and see. What? I can't turn the volume on because it's underneath the slide. There it is. There it is. You got it? Did I get it? Nope. Hang on. You guys won't hear him, but you can see he's able to record his Zoom session, highlight things behind there, highlight different things, and make comments on it, just like you would with a Word document or a Google Doc or something like that. The other thing you can do is you could use the annotation tools. Just keep in mind that when you move down the page, you'll want to clear before you head down the page. Record the thing, send it to your students. Students love.
So we're just going to do a quick example of reviewing a paper here. For instance, you can highlight, and I can say, I really like what you said here. I can also add some commentary, like, good job, added this down. And as you can see, the student can see exactly what I'm talking about. So then also we can
okay. So it is a nice option to have that ability to do that. You can do it in a room also now, as long as it's a short little video.
This is a stupid question. Maybe you addressed it in the beginning and I wasn't paying attention, but so how do you get the student work into Zoom? So they submit a paper, maybe via Blackboard, right?
Right. And then you open up the
document that they send.
And what you're going to do is you're going to go to zoom.us and you can host a session.
Okay.
See, you can host a session instead of scheduling a meeting. Sorry guys, I'm jumping around.
Is it sharing screen yet?
And then you would share the screen.
So you open the document first.
Yep.
On your screen.
Yep.
Next is then you open Zoom.
And you want to
Stays
record.
on your screen.
Well, yes, yeah, open Zoom.
And then you need to record
You want to record
and share
while you're
screen.
making your
And then you
notes.
gotta share screen to Zoom. Does that make sense?
So that what you're doing is you're hosting a session. I think we'll stop this for a second. I'll show you what we're doing. I have two up here. It's interesting. So you are going to zoom.us. Is this sharing with you guys? It is here, but not online. I better share online too. Come on. Okay, so you go to zoom.us and instead of, you're signing into your account, and instead of going here over to the left for your meetings, you can just host a meeting right up here. I can't do it right now because we're in a meeting and that'll really make our ears go bonkers. But no, that's all right. So you host a meeting, you select video on or off. I will share with you that a lot of people are really shy and don't want to be on camera, but the students like to see you. They like to make that connection with you. It's important. So, and if you're only talking to them for 2 minutes, share your video with them. Plus, some people talk with their hands and they assume people can see that or know that when they can't see it. Okay?
Okay, but how is the paper that you see now?
Okay, so right now, here's the word, let's see. So you bring up your document. This is the student paper, although it's blank. You're inside of your Zoom meeting, right? You're hosting a meeting with video on. Your little camera's gonna be in the upper right there. And then you're simply recording. On here, I've got too much, so it's down the more
They're
side.
trying to figure out how the paper gets there, so you're sharing the screen.
So yes, you've shared the screen so that you have your menu bar at the top. Yeah, so just share your desktop, and then that's what they're gonna be seeing. And you can be talking to them about what works, what doesn't work. You can be select, annotate. I love this. What, have you lost your mind on this? Stop it, or whatever it is that you need to say. And you get a little recording. You stop the recording, you end the meeting for all, and then depending on if you saved it to your local device or to the cloud, you'll have a recording. You may have to do something with the recording, like upload it to YouTube, drag it to your drive, that kind of thing, but at least you got it.
Oh, you can also have your student join in on this?
You could do it as a discussion. That's a really nice idea, actually. The two of you could be in there discussing it.
Ask questions right then instead of watching it.
Exactly. And they too would have the annotation tools and say, well, no, wait, I addressed this right here, or whatever it is. That's a really nice idea. I like that a lot. Okay. Let's go back. And here's the one thing about annotation. If I try to click something down here, you're gonna see it down there. You gotta go back to mouse first, which is in the upper left corner. Then you can switch.
Show how if you move the.
Yeah, same thing. So now we've got those marks that I just did, because I didn't clear them, it's showing up on this next screen that I'm displaying.
There's just a one function to clear.
Yep, clear all drawings or clear my drawings. Can you guys see
You
that?
don't have to take the eraser and go over it.
Right, clear all drawings and they're gone.
And
Okay?
if you do it on a web page and start scrolling, then it could confuse people because it's gonna move where your scrolling went.
Yes, yeah. And then sometimes you'll be sharing and stop sharing and sharing and stop sharing, and just tell whoever's on there, let me know if I've stopped sharing or something like that. People understand. You're going between things rather quickly. Yes.
I use Zoom a lot, so I'm thinking about it in terms of grading papers. And so what I normally do is I'll do the Word document, I'll do the markup in terms of everything that's wrong with the rooms, and then I'll come back and I'll record myself walking through each of the comments, and then I'll send the video to Zoom. And that way, you don't even have to set up a time to actually meet. I can give them written and actual verbal feedback in real time, and they can look at it at their leisure and then make the adjustments to their paper. So the question I have is it easier to do it through the Zoom US link, or what I've been doing is I've just been doing it on my own Zoom piece on the desktop, and then simply not going to the cloud at all.
You're recording to your desktop.
Right.
And then those can get to be large files. So what are you doing with them?
I see them there. So far, it hasn't been an issue
Okay.
because I make them.
You're doing about 5 minutes.
Yeah, more or less.
Yes, okay.
And then they seem to know. If I have used to been moving to one of the video lectures, I just move them to YouTube.
Yes.
After I do that.
Yes.
Then I don't worry about it.
Right. So yeah, the size of a 15 to an hour long lecture can be a really large file, and you're not going to be able to share it. You might load it into your Blackboard course, and then it takes forever for the student to watch this thing. So why not get it in a form where they can watch it on their phone real quickly as they're taking the bus or whatever. Okay. Let's see what else we got in here. And I apologize, we kind of skipped around, but that's just the way it goes, right? And my clicker should be working. Okay, attendance reports. So what you can do is, and this information is available for all your meetings where you're meeting with someone else. All you're doing is you're going to go, after your meeting is done, you're going to go to your account, and below the profile and my meeting settings, there's a reports option there. Once you select that, you want to pick usage report daily. And what you'll get is you'll get all of your meetings listed. And it will tell you what date it was, what time it was. And if you go off to the far right, there's a list of numbers. If you click on that number, it's going to tell you every person that was in that meeting, including yourself. It also, there's been an improvement. It should be eliminating duplicates. But if you find that there's duplicates, you can, once you're looking at the list, you can export it to Excel and then just remove duplicates there.
So it has their names listed?
Has their names listed,
So
and it
let's
has
say
whatever
someone-
names they entered it, so they
If somebody loses a connection, has to dial back in, does their name come up again?
it depends on if they said remember me.
And then also, is there a way to get attendance reports for people that watched recorded sessions?
That's kind of a tough one, like Nikki was talking about with YouTube. You can find out that people watched it, but do you know who watched it? There are some ways to force view that we don't really use, and I haven't really investigated it, but we're like, you can do a PowerPoint, you can record on those slides, and you could do a check or confirmation for understanding.
I'm just thinking of a situation where we have a required webinar and somebody can't attend in person, they watch it, how do we know?
I guess we hope that they are honest and that they want to get what they need to out of it, but I think that there are some possibilities. Oh, that's a great idea. She said, put it up on YouTube and ask if they can comment on it. That's a great idea.
I mean, it doesn't guarantee they'll.
But it's, yes, that's true.
And we're teaching adults, they need to be.
They need to be a
But I still,
for
it's
their
just.
own education. Yeah, I do like that idea. Did I lose my clicker?
Sorry,
Oh,
we didn't mean to.
No, that's all right. So we kind of already talked about the transcript files and the need to review your transcripts. Dashboard we went through. There's a couple of new ease of use things that are kind of cool. You now can sign in with Google, so you don't have to remember your password. So you simply go to Zoom.us and you're going to sign in, you put in your email address, just click on Google, and that'll take you through Core instead. You don't have to remember that password, which is nice. The other thing is that we already talked about that you have to enable it. Maybe I'm not enabled on here, so that you can press and hold the space bar to talk. And this should just be when you're just clicking that up arrow next to the microphone, and that's when you would see this option. Okay, virtual office hours. I will share with you that somebody was saying that they were having a real hard time getting people to come to their virtual office hours, any office hours, but also virtual. And it was recommended that you do a topic. So in addition to saying, I'll be there to answer your questions and we're going to focus on this, so if you're interested or need to know more, come on in. You can add it to your Blackboard course. It's just a web link. So you click on the plus sign there, select web link. You've got your URL for your scheduled meeting from Zoom, paste it in. Your subject, you tell it when your virtual office hours are, what day and what time. Students go and they are in the course, they click on it, it's like someone's knocking on your door, there's just a little chime that there's somebody in your Zoom space. You could be washing dishes or whatever, and you hear the noise, and like Pavlov stuff, you just go right into it. So anyway, and then you're in this space, and it's the two of you, and then another student comes in and another. I was part of a GTL virtual office hours. It was awesome. 8 people were in there, and they were asking questions. They had a pending project, but it was engaging. There was students would ask a question, another student would answer. The faculty would clarify, yes, you got it. That's exactly what we want to do. It was really a good experience.
So would you recommend that versus trying to help them set up a virtual study group?
I think both would be a great idea.
Yeah, but this way, if you're gonna be offering faculty oversight too, you would set it up like the office, we'll schedule something at this time and this time.
Yes, so you could do virtual office hours. You could do synchronous sections or study groups, if you were planning to be there too, and you'd probably want to share with them when and where. But again, they just click on it. But then your students can get basic accounts, so that if you have assigned a group project, those students talk, and then they say, all right, who's getting a Zoom account, and send us the link, and those 3 or 4 or 5 people can meet and have their own Zoom session. They can share a whiteboard, they can record it and share it with you.
Can students get pro accounts?
There are a couple of students with pro accounts, but it was, they have to request it and convince us. They are
Mostly
TAs, a couple of TAs, and then there were some people with some project work, and they have. So if there's a need, they can let us know.
Generally, they can only get the
Basic.
or they can pay for a pro account.
We don't, they have to be for the basic accounts that
It's 40
meet
minutes.
most of their needs. Here, I'll show you what it says.
So that's why don't go into it.
But, so they, yes, that's the one limitation. If there's more than 2 of them in that space, at 40 minutes, their meeting ends. All they do is say, hey, I'm taking a quick break, meet me back here in 5 minutes. They go back to the exact same link, as long as it's, a scheduled link that they've shared with people. They can record locally, which we're asking people, staff to do now, because it's just a better process. So they're really not losing much. They can't do polling, they can't personalize their ID, and they can't record to the cloud. But most everything else, they can have 100 people in their meeting room, up to 49 images. So a lot of the features are still available to them. Okay? You can assign scheduling privileges, but that person also needs a pro account if you're going to do that. You're going to have a coordinator or an admin take care of stuff like that. You both have to have pro accounts. You can also set an alternative host when you're scheduling a meeting. You can say, I want Peg to start this meeting for me. I enter her in on the meeting. She'll get a message, and so will I when it's meeting time. She can click on it, start the meeting for me. I want you to be aware that you might want to pin the Zoom icon to your taskbar. When you do that, especially if you are sharing a lot of information and all of a sudden you want to put it in where's my meeting, maybe minimize the images or something, you can hover over it and then you can get back to your meeting by clicking on it. The other thing is when you're all done, it's always a good idea to right click on it and quit Zoom. That'll clean your plate so that you're not going to try and join a meeting and it says you're already in a meeting and you're trying to fumble around with that. So instead, right click on it and quit. Resources, Zoom.us at the bottom of their page, and then ATAL, we have a lot of information. If you're ever searching for the Zoom one or anything in ATAL, you just do ATAL and whatever it is you're searching for. So Zoom or Turnitin or whatever, and you should, the first link should be us. You might want to put in CSS, make sure it's CSS, but it should be the first link there. Okay, guys. We did it. Questions? Just, I guess I'll if you guys have any questions, okay? And then, what was your name?
Kaya.
What is it?
I'm Kaya.
Hi, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
I'm gonna go to the iPad.
Oh, okay.
But it might be good.
Oh, good.
But I mean, it
Break,
might,
maybe?
it might, I mean, I don't know what else is going on.
I want to stop the recording.